What's up, guys? This is Lucas, also known as NJCO Goats on TikTok, and I'm here with Danny Dimes Prods. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Black Giants.
Danny Dimes.
I'm
Calvin.
Declan. Yep, I'm Declan.
And Calvin. And today we're going to be discussing the Giants Week 3 recap, pretty much. And we're going to discuss Colorado, how they did yesterday, and their miraculous win over Baylor after we talk about the Giants. But let's start talking about the Giants now and just overall thoughts on the Giants versus Browns game. The Giants won this game 21-15. They did not score in the second half. Keep in mind, they did not score in the second half.
Our defense was able to hold them over. But we should do thoughts on Deontay Banks because Deontay Banks could not cover today, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah, there's definitely some flaws on defense, but I think we were able to stop them in clutch situations. Like the 2 4th down conversions that they tried at the end of the game, we stopped them.
Yep. Kayvon had a big play on one of them.
Yeah, but I feel like on one of the 4th down conversions, it gave us great field position, and Greg Joseph shanked it, like wide right, I think, and I don't know. That was not a great look, which we'll talk about Greg Joseph later, but I think offensively, everyone knows Neighbors is a dog. Whether you love the Giants, whether you hate the Giants, whatever. Neighbors is one of the best receivers in the NFL. I think he has a chance to take over Justin Jefferson's record if he keeps up what he's doing.
Yeah, he's third in receiving right now, like in the entire league.
Yeah, like he'll be first in receiving if he keeps up what he's doing. They just need to get him the ball. And with Slayton injured, I don't know if he went back into the game. I know he went into the tunnel.
Yeah, he did not come back in.
If he is actually out for a long-term part of the season, I think Neighbors has a good shot at doing some special stuff. Even if Slayton still stays, Neighbors is gonna do some good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I have nothing to say. You just excuse me.
I mean, yeah, I mean, since we're talking about Neighbors, you guys want to move on to the next question?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of already talked about it a little bit, but is this a Malik Neighbors legacy year?
Hell yeah.
Reminder, he's wearing number 1, which was retired.
Yeah,
and he said he before the season, he did say that he was going to wear that number with a lot of pride, a lot of passion. And right now he has 3 touchdowns in 3 games, and he's third in receiving yards, like one of you guys had said.
Yeah, he has. I think it's like
he's behind by. He's behind by Jefferson by only 2 yards. So he has like 270, and Jefferson's like 272.
Yeah, and then Nico Collins is like 300. But that's he can easily pass Nico or Jefferson on like a good week. But it's still, I mean, either way, like top 3 it's super impressive. And then I saw a stat from the end of last week that he He was first in the NFL for first down receptions, and he was second for, I think, total receptions, which is like crazy, especially as a rookie.
Yep.
And like I'm kind of like comparing him to Jamar Chase when he was a rookie, and the season he had, because it's sort of similar. Like he's getting targeted every game, and the catches he's making are like incredible.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying like earlier. Like I think he has a chance to do something very similar to what Justin Jefferson did in his rookie year. I think he can surpass what Jefferson did in his rookie year, and make some history. He already made history today. Like he's the youngest receiver. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think I remember the stat. He was.
Let me look it up just to make sure.
Yeah. I think this is what I remember. He's the first player in NFL history. This might not be what you're thinking of, but he's the first player in NFL history to have 250 plus receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and I think it was like 20 receptions in his first 3 games.
Yeah.
Like in history is crazy. Like that's special. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he was 100% worth the number 6 pick.
He could be the OBJ replacement.
Yeah, this is like him and OBJ are like kind of shaping it up to have similar rookie seasons because like OBJ when he was a rookie he was like kind of already wide receiver 1 right off the bat as well. So.
People were saying we should have drafted McCarthy.
Yeah,
I mean that would have been.
Yeah, I don't agree. I mean he looked good during preseason, but he was such a question mark. Like no one really knew if he was going to be good or not. It was a risk. But like
really
Malik
did
Neighbors,
not want him.
Yeah, everyone knew like Malik Neighbors, and he literally has the record for like receiving yards and receptions or something at LSU, which is like at LSU is crazy because of how like good of a school LSU is. So he was kind of like a bona fide star.
Yeah, McCarthy was on Michigan. He was like a very run heavy offense. So,
he had Blake Corum. He didn't have that many passing yards. He had a really good offense around him, a really good offensive line. So no one really knew if he was going to be good in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was a risk. So I'm glad we took Neighbors, obviously.
Yep.
It would probably be Drake May, I think. Personally.
Yeah, still like I'd still take Neighbors over Drake May if we had the chance.
Yeah, I would still do that too.
He's one of the best players coming out of the draft right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, I think the only competitor there would be Marvin Harrison because he's been pretty good.
Yeah, maybe Jaden Daniels, but I don't know.
Yeah, ignoring week 1, Marvin Harrison has looked crazy.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Like that week 2 game was like really good.
That was insane.
He had like 30 points in the first quarter. As far like fantasy.
This wasn't the stat I was thinking of, but listen to this. Malik Neighbors today broke Saquon Barkley's Giants record for most catches by a rookie in the team's first 3 games of the season. Barkley in 2018 had 21 catches in the first 3 games. Neighbors had 23 for the first 3 games.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it was
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like almost 8 catches a game. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Neighbors.
Yeah, if we can just keep those numbers like consistent every week, and just get him the ball, like no matter what team we're playing, then we're gonna have a good shot at winning.
He's gonna have a good test versus Trayvon Diggs next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just that. Didn't they call each other out on like Twitter or something?
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean he proved himself against Denzel Ward, who I think is probably just as good, if not better. So, and plus Trayvon is kind of overrated. He really just had He really just had a bunch of picks in his prime years. So.
I have Trayvon Diggs jersey because my uncle got it for me as a joke. So.
Yeah, I think.
Crazy.
You don't wear that, do you?
I mean,
I had to wear it once because I lost a bet.
Oh.
Okay, you should have already burned that jersey by now, but
I'm not burning it because it costs money, but like.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like just put it in your closet and let it collect dust.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I could probably sell it for like 50.
I mean, you could burn it because I assume your uncle bought it knowing he sort of just wasted money.
True.
He had a he got a he's like I'm not saying he's worth it, but he's a lawyer. Let's say that.
For my
yeah.
set,
Hold on. We'll move on to the next question. Since you guys are talking about it, you guys can keep saying what you're saying, but I'm gonna put this here.
for
Or
my
no,
7th,
not
8th
this.
grade,
This.
or
What were you saying?
for my 7th, 8th grade team, I did flag football, and our team was the Cowboys. So, second our season was over, I just threw it away in the garbage. And same with the Eagles, because that was one of teams I played for in 5th grade. Threw it away right away.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
But I guess while we're talking about all these cowboy things and all that, what are your predictions? The Giants play in 3 days. Reminder: if no one on here has seen the game, that includes people watching. The Cowboys lost today, 28-25 to the Ravens, and we play on Thursday Night Football. It's gonna be intense, no matter what. This isn't gonna be another 40-0, 49-17 kind of year. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like a 28-20 kind of game. Maybe 23-20. It's gonna be like in the 20s for sure.
Yep.
I think the Giants can win.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a low possibility, but if they keep up the momentum that they had in the first half of this game and continue it next week for the whole game, they're gonna win.
Cowboy. Yeah.
The Cowboys, everyone thinks they're that. Everyone thinks they're good every year. It doesn't matter what their record is. Let's be honest, they're not that good this year.
Yeah, they were terrible in the first half.
There's definitely some flaws the Cowboys have that I feel like we can definitely be good at exposing.
31.
Like their run game is really weak. I feel like we could easily hold Zeke to under like 40 rushing yards, 30 rushing yards. And then, like CD, he didn't even really have a good game this week. I think he has probably some attitude problems. He doesn't really seem motivated.
Just the whole team doesn't really seem that motivated, honestly.
Exactly.
I think Mike McCarthy is just losing the locker room a little bit.
Yeah, I think now that CD got his money, he's not really playing as hard.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
that Packers is going to be.
So, is Banks he's gonna be on CD, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what I'm worried about. I think we should just sort of switch and swap corners on CD, and then whoever seems to be playing him the best and playing more aggressive, we just keep on him, which I think is going to be Andrew Phillips, based on how good he is. If he does come back, because he didn't play versus the Browns,
Honestly,
or he left early, but if he comes back for the Cowboys game, I think we definitely have to. He's like he's who I would put on CD, just based on how he's played for the first couple of games.
we don't trade that much. The Giants don't trading. I feel like people trade for a like a decent corner, maybe like DJ Reed from the Jets.
Yeah.
We were talking about all those JC Horn a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
let him
Oh,
too,
yeah.
J.C. Horn. I would love J.C.
And
Horn.
wait till the trade deadline, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in trade chat.
Yeah. And then on defense, our linebackers and our D line are definitely our strong suit, and
Yep.
they're sort of like, they're solidified in our defense. Like they're definitely the best part of our defense, whereas our secondary is sort of, questionable. Like our safeties are kind of weak.
Just our
Uh,
whole defense as a
yeah.
whole. I
Yeah.
think our whole defense as a whole hasn't been playing as great as we can.
Yeah, we need to be playing more consistent.
The Shane Bowen hire is not looking as good as everyone thought it was at the beginning of the season. I mean, they definitely showed what they can do today.
Yeah, that's sort of what I meant by or that's kind of why I said our D line was stronger than our secondary, just because we had 8 sacks against Watson, and it wasn't by any one person; it was by our entire D line. Dexter, Thibodeau, our linebackers, Pinnock, Chapman, like it's everyone. Which linebackers and D line, and it's not even like the Browns had a bad O line. They actually have probably above average O line for sure, which is impressive. So if we're able to do that against the Cowboys O line, which isn't as good because they traded Tyron Smith, all they really have is Zach Martin, who's like kind of their only star on their O line. We can definitely generate a lot of pressure, which can get us stops in the clutch, like we did against the Browns. So it's really just if we're able to apply pressure and stop the run, which I don't think would be a problem.
I think we'll be able to get around Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer is just, I don't know. I don't think he's that good of a DC. He wasn't a great head coach either.
Yeah, I agree.
And the fact that we almost hired Zimmer over Brian Dable a few years ago, that's kind of crazy because he was one of the candidates.
If we did,
he was one of the head coaching candidates a few years ago. Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator for the Giants or the Cowboys now, and it was either the defensive coordinator or the head coaching job that he was trying to get, and I'm glad that he's not.
Yeah.
After last week when they let up 49 points to the Saints, who lost to and the Saints lost to the Eagles 15-12. I mean, that shows a lot.
Yeah, I think the Browns obviously have a really great defense, and the Cowboys, their defense is probably worse. So I mean, I think that if they can put up 21 against the Browns defense, then I think that they can put up equally or maybe even more against the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, and we actually could have scored more than 21 if Singletary wasn't.
Yeah.
If he didn't think he was the main character and stopped at the 1 yard line.
Technically 31. Joseph hit field goal.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing with the Commanders game. We could have easily scored 21 in one game if we got a kick. So there's a lot of missing points that we should be scoring.
Yeah, it's the most Giants thing to ever happen.
Yeah, which just kind of makes our offense look not as good as it actually is. So we're definitely underrated as far as our offensive potential.
I think we've given our thoughts overall for the Cowboys and Giants game, but let's see everyone give out their score predictions, and I'll type them too. For me, I'm going to say 27-24 Giants. What do you guys got?
21-17. You know what? I think we're gonna come out and our defense is we're only gonna allow touchdown. And one field goal.
Wait,
20
is this game?
Wait, 21
17.
to what?
17.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Danny?
I was gonna say, is this game in MetLife or is it in?
It's in
Yeah, I
my
was gonna ask that.
or yeah,
MetLife. Okay.
it's at
That's-
MetLife.
That's
Yeah.
good.
All right, that kind of helps me.
I think
We
this. I think this has the opportunity to be a huge revenge game for the Giants because everyone knows that everyone that's watching this is gonna say, "Oh, 4-0," and that was the score of the game the last time the Giants played the Cowboys in MetLife. This is a huge opportunity for the Giants to show the Cowboys who's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think we have a chance to do it. All
Yeah,
right.
I think we can turn around our because we don't really have a good history of like primetime games in MetLife, like the
Yeah.
Seahawks game, and
Because
so I think this is our chance to scrap that narrative.
I might
Yeah.
get the game because it's my dad's birthday on Wednesday.
And let's be honest, Danny has been playing great the past
Yeah.
couple games.
Yeah, the past
Danny,
two.
no interceptions the past 2 games for Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So we can definitely do it. All right, let's keep going with the predictions.
All right.
Um,
I'll go. I think, it's prime time, first prime time game of the season, and we do have like a couple rookies starting, new players. I think we fight harder than people expect, but I don't know. I just feel like I think maybe like 20. I think 20 to 17 Cowboys. Like I think we play well in MetLife and in prime time, but I just don't. I think the Cowboys just sort of, I think they're more comfortable, and I think our offense struggles a little bit with like the play calling and Daniel Jones. I don't know.
yeah, definitely possible.
Yeah.
All right. So who else?
All right, I'll go. Yeah, I think, I agree. Like, I think the Giants are gonna have to fight, and I think the game really like comes down to like the fourth quarter. I think 20 to 23 Cowboys. I think I think it comes down to last possession. But I mean, I think the Cowboys are Cowboys are just like an overall like they have like just like there's an overall like better team. But I think the Giants like fight hard and they make it like really close, like a one possession game like throughout the entire game.
Yeah,
Calvin.
I think we sort of fall to the Cowboys in or next week, but then I think our next matchup we win.
Our next matchup is on Thanksgiving, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. I think that's when we get our revenge, just because like I think if our offensive line keeps getting these penalties, and if Daniel Jones keeps playing like he does in prime time, I think he can play better in prime time, but he might just have to knock some of that rust off, or just
yeah, if Dable happens to get fired this year, there's no way he's going out with not winning a single game to Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna win at least one this year. I think it's like me personally. I think we're gonna beat them at home. Maybe we'll get the sweep, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know about the sweep, but I do think we're gonna definitely
We'll get at least one.
Yeah.
beat them at home.
Yeah.
All right. Who has the last prediction?
Me. So I think it will be close, but I mean, I really don't see us winning this game. That's why I say Cowboys win 27-23. Actually, no, fuck that. We win 27. No, 24-20. we win.
Good job. Lucas, Calvin P in the chat.
I don't
He
get it.
wants to be acknowledged by you.
What?
Calvin P in the chat. He keeps saying, "Please acknowledge me, Lucas."
Haha.
Um,
So these are our predictions. I predicted it to be 27-24 Giants. Everyone just say their predictions.
I mean, I said 21-17.
Yeah.
I said 24-20 Giants.
I said 23-20 Cowboys.
And then I said 2017 Cowboys.
So all of us think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
there's definitely a possibility that it's not close,
Yeah.
For sure.
but I have full confidence that Dable is gonna get this group ready for Thursday, and
Yeah.
hopefully we get this game won and we go to 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
really happy we got a Thursday game.
Yeah, and we have another primetime game in a couple weeks.
Yeah, against Cincy at home.
And then against the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll go to the next question, which is about Greg Joseph. And it's really, do we need a different kicker than Greg Joseph? It's been one game that Greg Joseph has been with the Giants, and we have another kicker on the team that is healthy. It's the rookie. He was a Rutgers guy, and he did well in the preseason. I think, in my personal opinion, I'd rather have him than Greg Joseph after what he did today. But I mean, I'm glad we have a guy that can just kick extra points at this point.
Yeah.
And also
It's sad, but
it's one
it
game. I mean,
happens.
give him another game, and if he misses like an easy one, then I think
I think,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, we give him the Thursday night game. If he actually misses another field goal in that game, cut him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're definitely gonna have to settle for field goals in that game.
Look, there's no way that he's gonna be on this team after this year.
Yeah.
No way.
It's the same thing that happened last year with Mason Rudolph and Bullock. Both of them were on the team last year. Bullock actually did well. He was the one that kicked the game-winning field goal against Green Bay.
Yeah.
I loved that game.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph. He kicked a field goal against the Eagles.
Crosby.
It wasn't a game. That's the second time I've done that on a live stream. Mason Crosby, which is a CU guy. Mason Crosby, Colorado Buffalo. He kicked a couple field goals against the Eagles in the last game of the season, probably a couple other games too. So both of those kickers did well. I hope Greg does well. And I know this was his first game, and we got to give him another chance, but I don't know. Missing a 48-yarder when it's not even a time where you need to clutch up or anything like that.
Yeah,
they did kind of have to make that field goal, but at the same time, it's a field goal that you just have to make.
Yeah, and he missed it pretty badly too.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be able to sign a new kicker in the offseason.
Hopefully.
We'll probably have to.
Probably draft one.
Yeah, or draft one, either one.
Like Jake Moody, he was a Michigan kicker. He's a great kicker for San Francisco. He has the Super Bowl record. Actually, he had the Super Bowl record for 30 minutes, and then it went to
Harrison Butker.
Butker. Bucker has it now, but we're not getting any of those guys. But I think we'll draft a kicker, maybe the Colorado kicker. I know I keep mentioning
Colorado kicker or the Temple kicker, because he had the kicker for Temple hit a 64-yarder this week.
Oh yeah.
Which was crazy. I saw that. I mean, I don't know if he's able to do that.
I think there was another kicker that hit a 60. I feel like a 60+ yard or 50+ yard field goal.
Yeah.
Oh, the Michigan State kicker.
Yeah,
In the game yesterday,
Johnson
he kicked like a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
In the rain. In the rain.
Yeah, he hit a game winner actually.
Maybe him, but we'll see. Again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, like he can kick under pressure too. He had a game winner against against Maryland.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, I guess next question now. This might be the last one for the Giants. I'm not sure if you guys have any other questions.
Are you guys trying to play Madden 25 next gen after this question?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're gonna talk college football after. Anyone that's watching this live stream after we talk Giants, we're gonna talk some college football. It's gonna talk about the Colorado game yesterday and the Boston College game. So stay tuned for that if you're on the live stream. And yeah. But our next question about the Giants is Brian Daboll or Bill Belichick next year.
I actually
in the chat type Bill for Bill Belichick, type Brian for Brian Daboll next year. Who do you want as your head coach for the New York Giants next year? If the Giants lose to the Cowboys, who do you want? If the Giants beat the Cowboys, who do you want?
Giants beat the Cowboys. If it's a close game, I still want Daboll.
Yeah. I think, even before this game, if the Giants had lost this game, I would have said, Daboll, really, he has to go. And I think everyone was thinking the same thing if the Giants had lost this game. I think after the first, 5 seconds of this game, everyone was thinking Daboll lost the locker. Daboll, everyone was thinking the same thing. Daboll lost the locker room after the first 5 seconds of the game.
I was about to flip out.
I literally couldn't believe that. But I think Daboll. I think if he figures out what he's doing, if they actually can score plays in the second half, they will do something really special.
I was gonna have another crash out the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I already had one when they lost to the Commanders, and I was grounded for 2 weeks because I ran through.
What?
Yeah, but the fact that Brian Daboll was able to sort of get his guys, to not give up on the game, and he's able to win after that happened on the first play of the game, and then the Browns score on their first play, his ability to will the Giants to the win after that says a lot more than if we had just won the game without that happening. He's able to bring the team together even after, stupid plays like that happen, which is good.
And every post-game speech that I notice for Brian Daboll, at least in the past year, they've all sounded very similar. It's always just we competed really well. He's always about competition and just way to compete. We showed a lot of resilience. That's kind of what he said today. He was really just about resiliency. And to be honest, I really feel bad for him. He said today in his post-game press conference today is the 3rd anniversary of his grandmother's death, and if you do not know, he was raised by his grandparents, both of his grandparents, and in his first game as an NFL head coach, when the Giants beat the Titans, when he raised one of his fists into the air, he was actually raising his grandparents' ashes. Some people do not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
He was raising. So credits to Brian Dable for being able to keep his composure during this game. And I mean, I really hope he's able to bring this group back together and do something very similar to what we did in 2022. If there's anyone that can do it, I've said this before, no one can coach this team better than Brian Dable can. Andy Reid wouldn't be able to coach this team better than Brian Dable. No one can, because Brian Dable has the locker room. A lot of people were saying that Dable lost the locker room. Even some players were saying that, but I think after today, people are starting to realize, like, hey, this is Dable. He has the locker room. Trust him.
Yeah. Same thing with Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors. Like, I feel like Malik didn't really like or trust Daniel Jones coming into the season, but now that he's shown, now, especially after the first game, but now that he's played a lot better and gotten in the ball more and made better throws, I think he trusts him, he understands him more, and he's happier in New York. So those are definitely pluses. But yep,
I'm really happy with how Danny has done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do you have another question to move on to?
I mean, anything else you guys want to discuss?
No, I can't think of any.
Well, I think Well, I mean, most of you guys, like Danny Dimes, it was fun having you on. Flock Giants, it was fun having you on. We'll see you guys next week after the Giants game. But yeah.
Right.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to talk mostly about Colorado and how they did yesterday because,
Crazy ending.
I mean, we'll talk about Colorado first if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
One second. Yeah. All right. Well, Colorado beat Baylor yesterday 38-31 in overtime in a crazy sequence of events. I mean, Shador, with like 8 seconds to go, he throws it to Shepard, and Shepard has it in his hands and drops it. I mean, even though Colorado won, I think he has to just feel like terrible after that play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt
Kinda got
bad
lucky.
for him. I still
Yeah.
feel bad for him after that. Like,
Mhm.
and he'll be. I think after that, I think he's gonna bounce back next year or next week. And I think just the whole team is gonna bounce back next week and show like what they really are.
Yeah.
But I think that the Shador to Wester play is gonna go down as one of the greatest college plays of all time.
Yeah.
Gonna go down as
Definitely.
this game is gonna go down as the greatest Colorado game in Colorado history.
Yeah, definitely Colorado game of all time. I said, I think I commented on one of your videos. I was like, this is definitely top 5 college football, like just college football game in general, top 5 of all time. Like that was so crazy. And
Yeah,
just like it's just
like
it's
all
just crazy sequence.
like all over social media this morning. I woke up and I saw so many people just saying like people are going to be talking about this game for decades,
Yeah.
and that play is going to be on like every sports channel.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, everyone is going to be saying for the rest of this college football season, like Shador to Wester.
Yeah.
Like,
See, Wester is definitely one of their underrated receivers.
I know.
Yeah.
And Shepard is too. You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
And then Travis Hunter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we'll get
Classy.
to.
Yeah. Like I feel like Colorado people who aren't Colorado fans will just think like, oh, Shador to Travis Hunter, but they have so many more receivers who are
Yeah,
just
like I was texting my football team, and keep in mind I live in Massachusetts, and no one on my football team is a Colorado fan. And I was texting them about the game. I guess I was being kind of obnoxious, but I was texting them about the game, and they were like, one of the kids on my team who's a very good player was just like, I promise to God, no one cares about this game. And I was like, you're joking, right? Because probably 50,000, if not 100,000 plus people care.
Yeah.
There's people out there that are not Colorado fans that cared about that play.
yeah.
People all over social media were talking about that play.
Yeah.
People all over Sports Center were talking about that play.
Yeah.
That play might be the play of the week for college football, if they even have that.
Like play of the season, probably.
Play of the season. I mean, there's not many Hail Marys you see in college. There's the Doug Flutie one against Miami. There's the 1994 Colorado Hail Mary.
Yeah, if you want to count the Jalen Miller one from last year against
Yeah,
Auburn.
there's a Westbrook Hail Mary for Colorado that might have been 1994. I actually have a picture taken with him last year. So he was the guy that caught the first Hail Mary.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, there's gonna be like a picture of Wester in Boulder somewhere next year.
Yeah, could be.
Like, we're going out to Boulder in a couple weeks for a game, like three or 4 weeks. If they keep up what they're doing, if they beat UCF next week, if they beat, I think they have Arizona. They have Arizona in a couple weeks. I know that. I don't know if it's the week after UCF, but they have Arizona at some point. If they beat Arizona, that'll be huge. Kansas State too.
Yeah, Kansas State's after UCF, and then it's Arizona.
Yeah, they need to win both of those games. which they can.
Yeah, those are conference games, so yeah, those are huge.
Yeah. I mean, and another thing people are saying is like, oh, you guys beat Baylor. It's not a big deal.
Baylor's good.
It's college football. Every game is going to be hard to win. Like NFL, college football, even high school football, all football games are hard to win. Many people don't realize it. Coming from someone who's played football before, there is a lot of preparation that goes into these games. You gotta like know all the plays and everything, obviously. You gotta strategize, you gotta, know what you're gonna do in certain situations. It's not like, oh, we have an easy opponent, let's go out there and win by 40, 50 points.
Mhm.
That's not how it works. For some teams like Alabama and everything, yeah, they win by like 60 points every game. But you got to realize that football is a competitive sport.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are going to compete. Just because Colorado went down to the wire, that does not mean that they're a terrible team. They're halfway to a bowl game. If they get 6 wins, they go to a bowl game. Not necessarily the college football playoff, but 6 wins, they go to a bowl game.
Yep.
And they're going to get there.
Yeah, the new college football rankings came out today.
Yeah, they're not ranked yet, but they will be at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could definitely beat Kansas State. As like Kansas State literally lost by 30 to BYU. So
They got to beat UCF first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is definitely.
I guess.
Winnable.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about Hunter, Travis Hunter?
Yeah, I think that this game really just showed how he's kind of the favorite to win the Heisman. I mean, he had 120 receiving yards. I think and then of course the clutch forced fumble to pretty much to steal the game. So.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. That just proves how good he is on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's not one or the other, which is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy,
and I
crazy
said
to think that you can draft him for either position.
Yeah, I said this. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, or both weeks. Travis Hunter would be a great asset to the Giants. He would be a great asset to any NFL team, really. But if the Giants get Travis Hunter, I mean, this team is going to be insane if they get Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I feel like Shador, unfortunately, he's kind of ruining his draft stock a little bit. I was at the Boston College game, and I think you guys were too.
Yeah.
And we ran into some people. I was wearing Colorado gear at the game, and someone touched me on the back and was like, "Are you a Boulder fan?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And they asked me, "Did you start being a Colorado fan last year?" And I was like, "No." And my dad was there. He was wearing his Colorado jacket, and we just started talking about Colorado and everything. And then, but she started saying, Shador, he's ruining his draft stock, like I was saying earlier. She's roommates with them. Something like that. She sees him around campus every day. But the thing that he does, he has a Cybertruck, and he flexes that so hard. He flexes his Cybertruck everywhere around the campus. And I mean, I think I knew that he had a Cybertruck But come on. I mean, everyone knows you're going to the NFL. Everyone knows you're probably going to be a star. You don't need to be flexing all these things. And I like Shador, but there's definitely some flaws.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Dion is definitely not as hard on him than he is with his other son, Shiloh.
Yeah.
Like we saw, there's a video. I
Yeah, he
think
kicked him out
this
of practice.
offseason. You guys have probably seen it, where Dion yells at Shiloh
Yeah.
for doing stuff. You almost never see him yell at Shador.
Yeah.
So I think he just must be more close to Shador than he is to Shiloh.
Yeah, or maybe like Shiloh sort of maybe already proved himself in his eyes, and he's just kind of being hard on. Or I mean, Shador has already proved himself in Dion's eyes, and he wants more out of Shiloh. Maybe. I mean, not saying
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
because we know Shador's gonna be like probably top 10 pick, and he's gonna be playing on Sundays. But for Shiloh, like I'm pretty sure he'll be drafted, but not like high. You know, like he could be like the
Yeah.
point where like he gets like he doesn't make the 52. So I mean, I guess he's probably harder on Shiloh.
Yeah.
Because he wants him to be great and be like one of the top safeties
Yeah.
in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll go down to like. I mean, Travis is gonna make the NFL next year. And Shador, they're both gonna be top 10 picks. Maybe not
Yeah.
Shador, but Travis is probably gonna be a top 5 pick. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
if the
If
Giants
he keeps it up, yeah.
if the Giants somehow go like 1-16, they'll probably get him. But I don't think they're gonna get him. I want them to get him, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe Shador.
I think he'll go to probably the Panthers, which will be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like. I just it's kind of just like it's tough. I can't really see Travis Hunter like playing for like, the Panthers. I don't know. It's just like I feel like he's one of those guys who just want to be with a good quarterback or on a good team.
Yeah, Hunter won't play for the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't. I can just sort of see him getting drafted to the Panthers, and then he he gets the camera on him. You can just see he's clearly angry. Like I can just see him like kind of getting pissed off if he gets drafted to the team with the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets
Honestly,
drafted to the Panthers,
I don't. It depends on how Daniel Jones plays, but I think if we have the ability to get under, I think we should still go with like someone like Cam Ward or if he's already taken the Travis. But I think we need to, if we don't win many games, I think we need to strive to get Cam Ward or maybe like Shador. If Daniel Jones, because if we don't win many games, that obviously means Daniel Jones hasn't been playing that well. So it really just sort of depends on how Daniel Jones plays. But he kind of has to play like really really well for us not to draft a quarterback. Like he can still have a good season, but we'll probably still draft a rookie quarterback. Maybe not start him, but have Daniel Jones maybe like coach him or help him develop. Which I kind of want to happen. But we'll see. I think that's probably gonna happen. Which
I think
it's time to move on.
I think overall, like Travis Hunter, he's a lock for Heisman.
Yeah.
I think especially after that last play.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to either Travis Hunter or the Boise State running back. Honestly, if he keeps his,
let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't see the Boise State running back going for like 4 touchdowns and 150 yards every game.
I mean, it is week 4. Anything can happen, but I think everyone knows who's gonna win.
Yeah, I still think it's Travis Hunter. Could be other, but I think that's my prediction. That's who it should be. That's who it should be. But yeah.
Should we talk BC football or?
Yeah, sure.
We could do like maybe like score predictions for the game against UCF.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know too much about them, but I know that like they're not a bad
Yeah.
team.
yeah. They're not terrible. Maybe we'll see like the rocket launcher.
Oh yeah.
Well, I only know that because of fucking college football. I just saw a clip. Someone saw like the rocket launch like going off in the middle of like, a college football 25 game. It's the only reason I know it. But dude, they gotta wear their NASA uniforms. I don't know if they still have them.
Yeah.
They
That'd be
did
cool.
not know that.
Well, next
Pretty
week, Colorado has to go to Florida and play UCF. I think they're gonna win, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in the first half, it'll be close.
Mhm.
But we'll see what happens. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
anything can happen. It's college football, but I think we gotta like be honest here. Like Colorado has so much momentum after that game. Colorado's
And
gonna win like 38 to like 7.
yeah. And after the Colorado State game, like yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
the Colorado State kid, he was like talking trash
Talking all
on
that smack behind
oh yeah. That was
closed doors, and then he
yeah.
comes out, plays like crap, gets destroyed, and now he's all quiet. So
Yeah, that was kind of funny when like
that's aura. That's crazy.
Yeah,
when like after
I
the
don't
game.
I don't see them losing. I think it'll either be a blowout or really close. It won't be like
Yeah.
in between.
At the minimum, it's a close game, and they win. Yep.
Okay, I think Colorado can do it because UCF, they're just kind of like a decent like okay program, but they're also in the Big 12. They're undefeated so far, but I think Colorado will still get the win, but it's gonna be tough. I think like the Colorado defense like it's
Yeah,
been a problem
defense.
this season because like they've kept every game close, like North Dakota State. I mean, not so much the Colorado State, but just like the Baylor game, which like they're a good team, and UCF is too. So I think it's gonna be close. I think Colorado is gonna be good, but if Sanders can throw for another like 300 plus game and get Travis Hunter involved and like anyone else like Wester and just like and Shepard, Horn, like if they can get involved and they can get big plays and score, then I think Colorado takes it. But if they have like a not so good game offensively, then I think UCF could take it. But I think the defense needs to step up if they want to
So
make a statement.
yeah, and that's sort of like what they need to do if they want to win every game. Just their defense needs to make stops because their offense has sort of proved themselves, and it's definitely the strength of their team. So it's really just like, can their defense perform every week? And if they do, then it gives them a real good chance of winning.
Yeah, I think this game really like was a statement game for their defense and was like a game for them to realize like, hey, we have to step it up.
Yeah, and it also showed that like Travis Hunter's not only a backbone for the offense but also the defense because he literally won the game by forcing a fumble on like the 1 yard line too, which is like as clutch as you can possibly get. Which is also why I think he's gonna win Heisman because that is just insane. Like, how are you like? It's so crazy. Like, how are you just gonna go for 120 receiving yards, even though he didn't score a touchdown, which he normally does, and then win the game by forcing a fumble on defense? Like that's like next level. That's different shit. Like
there's also like a big game because UCF is undefeated and they just beat TCU, so the HBTCU, who's also a Big 12 opponent. So I mean, and if Colorado wins this game, then they jump to like second or third in the Big 12, then like they can like they have a chance to make the Big 12 championship game, and if they win that, then maybe they have a shot to make the playoffs, which I think is probably pretty unlikely. But I feel like Utah is really just the only threat staying in their way.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're gonna make a bowl game. They have to get 3 more wins, which is definitely possible. I think they'll beat UCF. That's 4 wins. They'll beat probably um, Arizona. That's 5, and then they play Cincinnati at the game that we're going to, and that would be 6, unless they beat Kansas State too, which would be 7. And they would probably be ranked by then
Mm-hmm.
if that happens. Like I said this before the season. I said this before they played Nebraska. Of course, they lost to Nebraska, but won't count out Colorado. Like this team is ready to fight.
Yeah, and I think like they were in the Pac-12 last year, and they had played teams like Oregon, and USC, and just like all those like good teams. But now, I mean, the Big 12, they're not playing like an Oregon team. So I think they could definitely like just win like at least like just I think they only lose like 1 or 2 more games, like just like with the schedule that they have. But I think that they can win like at least like 7 or 8.
Yeah, and I think you were right about them going maybe to the Pac-12 championship. I think right now they're first place in the Pac or Big 12.
Yeah, Big 12.
I think right now they are first place in like their division in the Big 12. So if they keep up what they're doing, you never know. I think
Yeah.
there's a chance that it's um like I don't know, like Colorado, Texas maybe. Is Texas in the or
No,
Texas?
Texas is in the SEC. They moved.
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah.
I don't know who they would play in the Big 12 championship, but it would be a good game, I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Guess any other thoughts you guys had?
I just not exactly. Wait, was Jimmy Horn hurt, or did he just like not have like a good game?
I'm not sure.
Because he went for
But
200 in the game before. So, or no,
yeah,
I think that was against. I think that might have been. Actually, I don't know. I think that might have been.
That was
North Dakota
against
State.
Colorado State, right?
yeah,
Or was I? Or was
Yeah.
I against North Dakota State? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Colorado. Colorado
Okay.
State.
Yeah.
he had
Yeah,
a
because
he had a touchdown against Colorado State, so
yeah,
and
and
North Dakota State too.
he hit a buck 90.
I think against Nebraska also.
Yo, yeah, it was like when I was at basically. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other thoughts about Colorado, but
Yeah,
I think
we covered
I
it
think
pretty
I think they
well.
can be good. Yeah, I think they can be good this year. It's kind of like my overall thoughts is they'll definitely be better than last year. I mean, they started off 3-0, but like I said, they had to play like top 10 teams like Oregon, and
Yeah,
not
and they
really
were
not
not
really.
they were not as loaded as they are this year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah.
So but I guess that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this week's episode of the podcast. We'll be back every Sunday. There's a chance that we're gonna be here live Saturday, because the Giants are playing on Thursday against the Cowboys. I mean, a reminder: the Giants play the Cowboys on Thursday. The Buffaloes play the Knights on Saturday.
Mhm.
But that's
Mhm.
going to do it for this episode. And as always, let's go Giants.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.